But you know how Malaysia reacted? Well, Malaysia did something that the world could really learn from. You know, recently Anwar... We are on Langkawi at the moment. Just having a little wander around this morning. It's a beautiful morning here on Langkawi. The sky, sun isn't shining just yet. Still a little cloudy, still a little overcast, but it's going to come out and it'll arrive soon. We had the most amazing evening last night. We went into the kampung part of Langkawi, into the paddy fields, and into a cafe that the guys were like, "How did you find us?" You know, we said via Google, Giulia plans really well, and the guy was like, "Yeah, but what did you search?" Like, he's like, "No tourists come here, this is only locals." But such a beautiful, beautiful location, like incredible. Look at this beauty. This is Langkawi. So beautiful. Walking around. It's pretty impressive though, this landscape is pretty impressive. You know, Langkawi is amazingly big island. So once you go into that centre part, you get into the more kampung parts of it, and it just gets even better. Anyway, not about Langkawi. Actually, just a quick one this morning. Just having a little walk about, and something that, you know, I think the world could kind of take a leaf out of Malaysia's book on. In recent news, some really horrible news from Sweden. About some right-wing extremist who basically was burning holy scriptures and attacking the Muslim religion and the Islamic faith. Pretty horrible, and Sweden should definitely do something about this and hold this man accountable. But you know, they've been protesting in Kuala Lumpur, in Jakarta, and you know, by no surprise, people are offended and upset. Well, I've lived in Muslim majority nations for, you know, on and off for the last 3 years, you know. Being in Malaysia for such a long time, you know, I'm used to how welcoming and how accepting and how peaceful the people of the Islamic faith are. You know, I always say that you'll never have any trouble, you'll never have any scams, and you'll never have any rip-offs with people in that community. But you know how Malaysia reacted? Well, Malaysia did something that the world could really learn from. Recently Anwar responded and said, you know what we're gonna do? If this guy burns one of our Qurans, what we're gonna do is we're gonna print 1 million more and share them out. So he said, we're going to print 1 million and hand them out. You know, that response is a very peaceful response. And he said, you know, we are a peaceful religion, and the world could really take something out of that. They didn't react violently, they didn't react angrily. You know, it was the best reaction and the best response to something that really probed a response. I mean, this extremist, he clearly wanted a response from the Islamic community, and you know what? They didn't give him the response that he wanted. I think he wanted to drive tensions, divisions, and something like Malaysia knows all too well with diversity. They understand diversity, other communities, whereas this guy clearly doesn't. He's probably never ever even heard of Malaysia, otherwise he'd understand how accepting and how peaceful and coexisting people are here. I mean, this, for example, is a Muslim majority nation, and let me tell you, there are many communities that live under this country, under this flag, and they coexist lovely. You know, you don't eat beef, no problem. You know, you don't eat pork, no problem. You want a drink, that's okay. You know, people are so accepting of other people's cultures here. It's just a way of life. So it really doesn't surprise me that, you know, Malaysia reacted like that. And you know what? It was a really good response, and a great response from Anwar, the Prime Minister here in Malaysia. Dato Seri Anwar Ibrahim, what a legend. And yeah, Absolutely stunning. I think the thing is in England we have a real trouble with integration, with diversity, and you know, understanding different cultures. Malaysia clearly does, because Malaysia says, you know, look, we're not going to react violently, because you know what, that's just going to drive the tensions, that's going to drive the divisions. We're going to print 1 million copies and hand them out peacefully. Best response you can give. And you know what, the guy hasn't got the news. You know, what was his name? Rasmus Paludan. You know, what a scumbag. He hasn't got the reaction he wanted. He hasn't got the news. And yeah, I think he tried another stunt in Denmark as well. But you know what? People haven't reacted in the way he's wanted a reaction, and it's fantastic. That ended slightly strangely. My camera's going slightly weird. Anyway, I'm back at the apartment now, and it's really stunning here. And I just want to say, yeah, you're never ever in Malaysia, never ever made to feel like a foreigner. It's absolutely incredible. People here are so welcoming, so friendly, and so nice. And it's a good reason why we come back year after year. You know, not just the food, not just the weather, it's the people as well. You know, it's a beautiful country. I think the world can definitely take a leaf out of Malaysia's book on this one. And I hope that Rishi Sunak, the British Prime Minister, is taking notes, because he needs to be following Anwar's lead on this one, and responding in future to things like this on behalf of Britain. Anyway, I'm going to enjoy the rest of the day now. This is our last day here in Langkawi, so gonna go and enjoy a bit of the sun, a bit of the weather, and a bit of the food, and we will see you guys on the next one.